there. This is a reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Today we're going to do a reading from your future self, any messages that they have for you at this time that might benefit you, okay? And the first thing I want to say is when I was doing my, thing I do before I come on here, asking for protection and clearing the energy, etc., I always call on Archangel Michael, like he's my guy, but for some reason I was calling on Archangel Raphael as well. So I looked up his, the benefits of calling on him, and he is a healer, a divine healer. So if you're feeling like you need assistance with, healing of any kind, whether it's emotional, physical, whatever it is, call on him now, and he can help you. I'm not saying that he's gonna cure your illness or something like that, but I feel like there's pain of some kind that he can help you alleviate, and hopefully you're getting the help you need otherwise. But just a little thing before we get started. I just made a really big mess. What card is this? Queen of Swords. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Messages from our future self. Three of Cups. We're going to be celebrating. We love to see it. Two of Cups. All right. Celebrate. Maybe we'll finally, Three of Pentacles. That's 2 threes working together. Maybe we'll finally be balanced, because I know you're sick of hearing me talk about that, because I'm sick of saying it. Gotta be honest. Okay, Spirit, we get it. Page of Pentacles. Higher learning about something. Let's see. Some of you might be going back to school, might be getting your master's, or maybe you changed course. Maybe you're, you found what you really want to do and you're thinking about going back to school, and I recommend that for sure. Don't worry about the money part. That'll work out. That'll work itself out. Is this going to be opposite day again? Okay, well, that's not terrible. That totally flipped around. The Hermit reverse and the Chariot upright. Coming out of your comfort zone. That's good. I'm proud of you. I know that's not easy. This wants to go over here. Three of Wands. That's the third three. 3, 3, 3. Page of Pentacles came out. Look at that. Yeah, higher learning is definitely a big thing for you. Queen of Swords ended up coming out but upright, which is way better than reversed. We like to see that. There's some kind of clarity that you're going to be gaining, which is going to be putting you on the path of higher knowledge, whatever that means to you. It doesn't have to be school. It could be literally an idea, any kind of idea that helps you move forward. With the Six of Swords is feeling like it's kind of tied to that, with something that you've been wanting to do, but you couldn't find the answer until, not right this second, but until, now-ish. What am I trying to say here? Not so distant future. I don't really do predictions, but that's just something that I feel is coming through. Maybe you feel like you've been the hermit, kind of reflecting, kind of being more to yourself. But I feel like you're trying to step out of that, and maybe even other people are helping you with ideas, not even on purpose. It just comes out one day. But I feel like it's not really that you're moving away from anything. I feel like you're moving forward towards whatever it is that you have been working on, or that you didn't even know you were trying to work on or come up with this idea, whatever it is. Pardon me. Not the Lovers being reversed. And I was just talking about balance. I just can't. That might mean something else though. We'll see. Self-love. Love to see it. That came out well, it didn't come out, but I saw it while I was shuffling. So, in the last reading, pathway is clear. There might be some kind of imbalance in your connections. And it's interesting because I did a reading recently, what you need from your connections with people. So you might want to go check that out. Trusted, good. You're starting to trust like spirit, your guides, etc. more, which they're really glad. You're going to be even closer to them in the future. Divine Feminine, that is you, okay? I love these cards we're seeing. But yeah, you want to check that reading out if you resonate with that, because I feel like it's not like bad or anything. There's just imbalances in your connection that you created. It's like not wanting to go together there. That you created before. There's the Divine Feminine again. I mean, not to say that they didn't create, but you know, my caregiver types, like I'm always talking about, might have had put some like distances coming up in your connection with your people. And also, well, that could definitely be part of the imbalance. Like maybe I was feeling like it might be on their side, but maybe it's on your side where you're starting to trust, because you're trusting up here, you're starting to trust yourself more and understanding that your connections you have now are like not like they used to be, right? These are people, individuals you can trust. So that's really good. Mature woman, unbothered reversed. This wants to go here. Starseed reversed. I just thought that was big. You know what? It was a breath, but it was kind of like a sigh, too. It kind of feels like an annoying sigh to me, not like like I'm tired or, I don't know. It's like, I'm so annoyed right now. Abuse reversed. Conflict. Protection reversed. Do I want more? I want more. Self-love reversed. You're moving away from like any mistreatment that you have done to yourself because of the abuse that you've endured in your life, whatever kind of abuse that you've endured. Like it really feels as though people have always mistreated you and you learned to stay small. I've talked about this before, but like you learn those habits and you do that to yourself and you don't even realize it. We're going to get, when we get to the abuse, we're going to get more on that so I can get your future self in spirit, especially, to help identify that more and then kind of give you answers so you can be more mindful of what you're doing, okay? The fail, actual money reversed. Change reverse, okay. Achievement on the bottom of the deck. Love it. Love to see it. You have come very, 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 very far. You've already achieved, as far as like, I'm getting chills in my legs. That's kind of weird. Or like really relaxing kind of vibe. Like maybe take a bath or something. Like how you feel like boneless after a bath. What was I saying? Achievement. Oh, you've achieved a lot of like self growth kind of achievement, like that you never imagined or never really thought. Let me take a drink. It's going to be a minute explaining this, I think. So your achievement with yourself is your self growth. Oh, hello. I had a little burn there. With yourself. You, like I have always said, like once I took or decided to start my healing journey, I always said, you know, you never stop growing, right? You're always gonna, once you make that decision, you're gonna want to better yourself. That's just something you're gonna want to do. Sometimes you don't even realize we're doing it. Like it's not, you don't even need to try. It's just something that's happening in real time, which I noticed the other day was kind of happening, which was really cool for me. But I feel like you kind of were at a point where you're like, okay, I think I've arrived at some really good level here. And not to say you didn't, because you did, you came really far, but this achievement recently that you've done with your growth is like huge. Chills everywhere. The Chariot, like you're being very much applauded up here and recognized, like a ceremony of sorts up there celebrating you, because you have just really done the work. And yes, of course we want achievement in our life, like, you know, whether it's money, career, relationship, whatever it is, we want those things. But Spirit really wants you to recognize what you've done spiritually and intimately with yourself, because that is the ultimate achievement. Okay. You might even notice that people, like, I feel I've said this before about the collective, the group that watches my videos, the group, our group, okay? People notice us and talk to us anyway. Like, they just want to chat with us because we just have something about us that's very inviting. But you might notice now that it's even more amplified than it was before, okay? It might even feel a little intimidating to you at first. Don't fret. It's just because you, like, outside, inside glowing, like you are just a magnet for people. And, you know, well, maybe you'll have some people that you're like, okay, I don't want to talk to you, and that's fine. You know, just be polite and be on your way or whatever. But there's going to be people that you interact with now that just, it's fun, it's light, it doesn't feel forced, or it might not even feel uncomfortable for you eventually to kind of get that recognition. And it's because you're going to have recognition for other achievements, okay? It's like Spirit's getting you ready for this future version of yourself, because you're going to be noticed, because you're going to be popular, and not in the high school kind of way, because you've achieved whatever the things you want to achieve are, okay? You're going to be successful. It's going to be good. So we've got the Seven of Wands and the Three of Wands reversed, with legal reversed, the veil, and actual money reversed. Your future self is kind of letting you know to, and you might be already working on your spending, like being more mindful about your spending. because not that a legal thing is going to come up, but you might run into additional like financial things that you need to, spend money on. Like the fact that the Three of Wands is here reversed, and I'm talking about like you achieving stuff, and that's opportunity. You might, I don't want to use the word struggle. It might be kind of slow for you to find the right opportunity. Like you might get opportunities, but you're like, I don't really know if this is right for me, and that's okay. It might be, I don't want to say a test, but like, are you really willing to kind of sell yourself to get money, like, and what you have worked so hard for just to have that achievement? That doesn't feel good, right? So I feel like you need to just be mindful about any opportunities that show up for you in the future and really look into them before you say yes. Because especially with this legal reverse here, there might be some fine print or individuals who present their product or their thing as better than it is, kind of like thinking about Amazon, how, this is a perfect example actually. I purchased, I need some top coat for my nails. I ran out and I wasn't feeling like spending $10 on a really good brand. So I'm like, maybe I can find something that's cheaper that will do the job too. So I ordered Sally Hansen because it had good reviews. And if I would have been really paying attention, because I looked at what people were saying, they were saying it dried fast. I don't give a shit about that. I want something that's actually going to stay. And I just put this nail polish on maybe 3-4 days ago. And look at that. Like, it's cracked. And I mean, it's a light color, but like it's all falling off. That's garbage to me. So just like that instance for me, you need to really be mindful about what you're reading, what people are telling you, what your gut is telling you. Don't just take action because it seems like good, it might be too good to be true kind of thing. So for some of you, it might not be that you need to really worry about money or what, like you might have an extra expense. It might just be that, okay, you're looking to make a quick buck, but some of these opportunities aren't necessarily good for you. So you really need to be mindful of that. And I just noticed, she's got horns on her like little sweater thing. I mean, I never noticed that before. Oh my God, she does too. So, some people might have the wrong intention with working with you. Maybe they're trying to, steel came to mind, but I was thinking of something else. It's like something about your energy, right? They might want to just work with you because you got good energy, but they don't have it. So you don't want to work with somebody who's got not great energy, right? Because that's going to feel icky. The money doesn't feel good. It's just like whatever, like for me, the side job that I have, sometimes I feel like I'm struggling to make money. Like I do well, I do make money, but I feel like it doesn't feel good to me because it's not this. You know what I'm saying? Like I love what I do and I would rather make money doing this. So now that I found my passion a while ago, but because I'm so passionate about what I do, it's hard for me to make money, like knowing that I'm doing something that I don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people understand that because a lot of people are doing, corporate, retail, whatever you're doing out there that you're just like, bleh. if you resonate with this, it's like soul sucking. Not really, but you know what I mean. You're just like, I gotta get up and go to work. And it's like routine. It doesn't feel good. So, yeah, just be mindful about any opportunities that come your way and don't take the first one that comes to you. If it is good, take it, but don't just take it because you're like, I finally got an opportunity, okay? I don't want to beat you to death with that one. So we're going to stop. The Lovers reversed with Starseed reversed and Lust reversed. So I was saying to be mindful about what you need and to watch that video about what you need from your connections. But I was saying also that it might be you not really like being vulnerable, intimate with the people around you because you are used to kind of being on guard type thing. But I also feel like there's kind of a past message here about, again, kind of the similar energy to the beginning, the first row here. There's something about your energy that people are attracted to. And I feel like lust was a big piece of your romantic connections before. It might have been like the main focus, and it might have been like both of you could have been focused on that because you didn't know what you really needed or wanted. And you were kind of projecting this energy of like, hey, let's do this thing and get connected, right? Maybe that's what you thought connection was. That might still be lingering for you. Not saying you're showing up that way, but your future self wants you to recognize what your values are now compared to what they were. And maybe there's still a part of you that's questioning that lust. Let's get, I'm going to come over here. It's weird because I was going to pick a different deck, but I thought of this deck and then I not accidentally touched it, but I touched it. So I was like, well, I guess these are going to come in handy. Girl, even your tarot deck is tired of him. Oh my God, I'm dead. Red flags. You wanted red flags on a damn parade. Really? A whole parade? Toxic lies. Did I do? Maybe I had a dream about that or something. Healing feels like garbage before it feels like growth. See? Red flags. March might be significant, the month. You might have been really, your ancestors did not survive plagues for you to text your ex. You are not the main character in their story. You might have ignored red flags before hard, okay? Like, I feel like it's neon sign shit, like the Inside Out deck. Maybe we need a couple of those too. If you're thinking about texting your ex, don't do it. If that applies to you, please don't. Shopping to feel something. Escapism is significant. Miscommunication is significant. Inner conflict. Emotional leak. These people from your past, you might have cried and you felt like it was for no reason, but it was because inside you knew like there was something wrong. Okay. If you catch yourself doing that now, it feels like what's the word I'm looking for? I've been having a hard time finding my words lately. it feels like residue. Like it feels like from the past that you never really got to get out how you felt. Look at miscommunication, how those people made you feel. Like empty. Maybe the connection felt empty and you like kind of knew that it was all about the loss type thing. And you had some conflict because you wanted to make it work, but it wasn't really working. And, you know, maybe you were attracted to the person. And like I say, it's not deep. Like it ain't that deep. Okay. You might have had a tendency to kind of blame like the other person for things going wrong, but you knew inside, like, trash day, like this ain't working. This person's got all these red flags. And you might have even sought out like tarot readers like me. Well, I'm more of an intuitive guide. It's deeper than the tarot reading for me. Because I used to do this. I used to do a lot of love readings, and not to say I don't do them now. They are important if you need one. But like all the toxic tarot like stuff that was going on quite a few years back, like, you know, COVID time, you know, we needed something to do. Oh, tell me about this guy. Does he really love me? Is he going to call? Like, there's still people who ask those questions. Is he going to call me? Is he going to do this? Is he going to do that? I'm getting a little anxiety from this. You might have had a lot of connections that ghosted you or that weren't really present emotionally or in general, like just didn't really show up at all for you. And really it was just about this, right? How can I get more of this from you? And they might have just been taking from you in general. So I don't know why your future self is bringing this up other than if you're still around these people, you need to cut them out for sure. They're not going to be part of your future. But if you've moved on from that or feel like you've moved on completely, you haven't. There's something about like the intimate part, the vulnerability part, the sexual part that you need to really sit down with and say, okay, how did this make me feel? Like, what am I still carrying? Like, maybe we need questions that we need to ask ourselves. I feel like what are you still carrying from your past connections would be a good thing. And it doesn't even, I feel like it's more romantic, but it doesn't even have to be that. It can be any kind of connection that comes to mind that was really significant for you. That's the thing, significant connections. I can think of somebody in particular that really, like damaged me and made me like, I was really hurt and devastated even is a good word because of this person. And you know, I feel like I've let that go and I think I have, but maybe there's some unfinished business with what I haven't dealt with yet. Not with that person, but just things that trauma that's there still. So I feel like it, you know, maybe the answer isn't necessarily clear because it's different for everybody. But if you've got that person that you had a really strong connection with, that really stuck with you, that really hurt you, that you might have never got to deal with, and you're in a connection now, and maybe it's affecting your connection now. I feel like your future self is saying, okay, we need to really let this go because it's affecting us and we don't want it to affect us anymore. Your future self isn't dealing with that. Like they don't, not, that came out wrong. They don't have to deal with it because it's done for them, okay? Like it's something that you're going to let go of, so they don't have to even think about it. Like, it's done. And they're living in their authenticity and being vulnerable. Hopefully that makes sense. I know that was a lot, and it wasn't really clear to me what was trying to come out there. And there might be more to it for you. That's what I'm trying to say. But that's between you and it's between yourself, your higher self, and you. Like, you need to figure it out. I can't do it. That's all that's coming out. That's what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way. Anyway, now we've got the Six of Swords with, don't freak out about this, entity attachment and self-love reversed. So I talked about this card the other day when I did a reading. It freaked me out at first too. I'm like, entity attachment, but it's not that. It's really more like the toxic things, or like the devil energy. Excuse me, I would equate this to like the devil card, where, and see, I just burped, like releasing, and I cleared my throat, releasing this these ideas of, God, it's so many different things. It could be so many different things, like bad habits, behaviors, like how you treat yourself, especially though, is what's coming up, because we've got self-love reverse. Your future self is wanting you to move away and move towards a better way of living, is what's coming up, but a better way of treating yourself, especially. So negative self-talk, negative thinking about yourself. I feel like you don't even realize you're doing it. It might give you anxiety. I feel out of breath for sure. I talked about this the other day in the, what was it? About the unknown. How to navigate the unknown. My lips are tingling. I'm getting anxious. Oh shoot, I lost my train of thought. We were talking about self-love and how we speak to ourselves and how we think about ourselves. Shit. The unknown reading. Oh, how we're just always trying to like micromanage our life, be in control of our life and the future and what's coming for us, the unknown, right? And it's really a need to just kind of stop thinking like you're gonna get it wrong, or worrying about like what's next, and focusing on what's here right now, what you have right now, what you can enjoy right now. So the fact that that's coming up in this reading and it came up in that reading is wild. You might need to check that reading out too. I'm giving you a lot of homework here. Whatever you're drawn to, do it. If you're not, that's okay too. But it's very interesting, like that reading, the unknown reading, really clicked for me. It might click for you. I mean, I've been giving these messages for I don't know how long, but maybe it was the way I said it, and I was like, damn, I really am like freaking out every day about like what's going on in my life, like what do I need to do, how I need to grow more, and I just told you, like, you've leveled up. It's wild. It's great. Unexpected money is I was like, I need to look at that card. Yes. Okay, we'll take it. That happened to me yesterday. I got unexpected money. I was like, yeah, God, thank you. But yeah, it's like, oh wow, I really can just enjoy everything that is right in front of me, that I already have, instead of worrying about if it doesn't work out, or, you know, worrying about the next step, or do I need to do more? Like, no, just be here, be present, and stop stressing out about what you don't know yet, or, you know, what could go wrong. And I really feel super anxious. So I think you need to watch that video more than the other one. what you need from your connections, because that, when you break free from here and worrying about the future, and I think that's why we're talking to our future self, because they need to just let us know, hey, it's okay, you're okay. Like they're like an older sibling that's like, or somebody older than you that knows, you know, obviously they're older than you, what's good for you, and that it's gonna, everything's really gonna be okay, and they're like, oh, patting you on the head. Like, oh, poor you, you're adorable. So let's just stop for a minute and take a deep breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth slow, okay? Because I feel like you are just overwhelmed by what you don't know, and you don't need to be. It's really okay, I promise you. Everything is great. You can tell by my smile, I feel so much better after that reading. It just really clicked for me, and I don't know why. It just did that time, and I hope it does for you too, because I feel a million times better now that I'm not as much micromanaging my day and my every moment. And it literally is every moment. It's crazy. It's like, okay, what do I have to do right this second? Or what more can I do? Like, what more can I do? Stop asking that question. You've already done more than enough. Remember? Bitch. I feel like you're gonna be, your future self is just like, I told you I was going to do it all, and here I am fucking doing the thing that I said I was going to do, the things I said I was going to do, and you can all suck it. I feel like your future self is just a badass and is like killing it for real and wants you to bask in the glory that is you, because you're amazing. Man, that part was super draining. Like, I don't think you realize, and I didn't realize until that reading really connected with me, how much living like that was draining you. Like, so draining. And keeping you down and keeping you stuck. And I mean, the fact that we've got Hermit reverse after that, like, you were just stuck in reflection. Like, you just kept reflecting and thinking and it's like, you don't need to do that. You already did that. You already reflected, you already learned, you already grew. And not to say that you're not going to do more of it, but you needed to understand, and you need to understand, because I feel like a lot of you haven't gotten there yet, where you need to understand that you don't have to always be working, right? You don't have to always be working on yourself. You can relax and understand that it's sometimes in the moment where you have a realization. It isn't always working on it. Sometimes you just, like, there are things that come up that you do need to work on, and you'll know, but it isn't a constant working thing. It's just that in a moment when you're interacting with someone and you're like, oh shit, I'm doing this thing, I need to change that. Or, oh shit, I need more of this, I didn't realize that, okay? And I'm really tense up here, so, you know, get a massage, have your partner massage you, get a great massager like we have that really works in deep, like what do you call that, Swedish massage or something. Do the thing, because you're really tense and you don't need to be. So the Hermit reverse with Chariot, Abuse reverse, and Change reverse. Okay, this is where we needed more. So I'm going to grab more. Ooh, we're going to come over here. Okay. I was going to do Dead Inside, but what more do we need to know about this like abuse thing. I forgot what I even said earlier because there's been so much that came out in this reading. Faith, okay, dissipating. I always forget what that word means. I think it's like kind of like blah. Like I'm not really interested in this. Perfection, service, perception, 2 P's. P's might be significant. I think we are going to get a couple dead inside too. Oh my God, Mercury did it. Came up again. Too many dings, not enough peace. I feel like there's a lot of how am I trying to say it? Like spiritual, like moons and planets and stuff like that that kind of have to do with experiences that you've had with like abuse, especially. Can't even. I need one more. No thoughts, just vibes. Disassociation's a big one. Being too much again. You might feel like a person who thinks they're taking up too much space, who was made to feel like you're taking up too much space, who was made to feel like you're asking for too much or you're needing too much, like that needs thing, right, is coming up. You might have been shut down when you were speaking about something. Your ideas even might have been shut down by people. You might have been made to feel stupid by some people. I'm really sorry that you were made to feel this way, and I'm getting pain in my right shoulder again. You might have felt like nothing you did was good enough. Like that's an awful feeling. But I feel like you're a lot of on the other side of it with this Chariot. Change is hard for you because you feel like comforted by things that you know, because when you've tried to make changes or even be surrounded by new people, a lot of times it didn't work out for you because you weren't sure, like you were putting your trust and faith in the wrong people because that's all you knew, right? So change is hard for you now and that's why the unknown is hard for you, because you're just like, I already know how this plays out. I already know how this is going to go. It's not going to end well. But understand that it's going to be freaking amazing. I've got a pain in my left arm. Freaking amazing for you. Some of you might have had physical abuse. I mean, no abuse is good abuse. It doesn't matter what kind of abuse it is. It's all awful. But things that leave physical scars, I think you might even have physically scarred yourself. Hopefully you've gotten treatment. Treatment's a word that's coming up. Treatment for that. You might need treatment for that because it's stuck with you. Yeah, I'm talking like you can't change your routine. You can't change what you're doing, like your habits, behaviors, etc. You can't change, like you take the same path, like when you're driving, you can't change that. You can't, like it all has to be very, like you're very methodical. Like you might even have OCD. No, OCD, I was going to say ADHD. You could have that, but OCD feels more significant with the change thing. Yeah, routines, like you can't change routines. Like that's very hard for you. You might even be like me where you struggle when it's taken me a while to get used to this, and I still have trouble sometimes, but like if Justin comes in my space, like if I'm doing something and he comes in my space, I feel like defensive, or I feel like I've got to be doing something, or I feel so many things, but it's very triggering to me because of how other people have invaded my space and made me feel like I had to be on guard. like on constant guard. And that's what happens with this abuse, okay? Even though he's not doing anything other than checking on me. But that's a change thing that is hard for me. Like if I'm comfortable and I feel so comfortable in my home, and if I'm like not expecting it, like it's not an expected kind of interaction, that really triggers me sometimes. And I feel better when like he's got a man cave, I've got my own space, he's got his own space. I feel better going in his space a lot of times because it's like I made that decision, he didn't. You know what I'm saying? So you might even have trouble with that, even though you're safe now. I was not expecting this kind of stuff to come out, but I'm so glad it did. Your future self is really acknowledging the things that you've been through, and they have a much higher perspective than you have now, which is okay. These things, especially with abuse, take a long time to work through. A long time. Okay? Like I've been working on a specific scenario or specific person since 2018, and I'm still, and you know, this stuff doesn't go away. This, you know, CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, is a thing, and I have that. A lot of you probably have that too, and I don't know that it'll ever go away. I gotta be honest. Reminders trigger me, you know, reminders of that person, and you know, it might be deja vu kind of thing that happens where you're like, oh God, that reminded me of that person. But just know that like you're doing great. It's okay to have these little hiccups. Have a little faith that it's all gonna work out, and it's already working out, dissipating. I feel like you're kind of tired of the routine though. Like I feel like you're ready to branch out and do something new. But baby steps for sure. Like don't force yourself to do anything, and don't like jump head first and change all the things. Perfectionism definitely is part of that unknown piece. And abuse, you might have felt in your youth, like see that part of like never feeling good enough, never feeling small, like feeling dumb because of somebody. You've always strived to be better your whole life. The birds are like, yeah. And that's something that hopefully you're working on. Your future self is wanting you to work on too, because nobody's perfect. Nobody. You're doing the best you can. You're amazing already. So stop trying to like perfect yourself and like being the like absolute best person you can be. You are a great person, right? But there is no best person out there, right? You're not competing with anybody. You're competing with yourself, and you're causing these kind of experiences where you're stressing yourself out to the point of almost a panic attack. You're getting pains in your body. Like it does stuff to you. Anxiety and that constant like needing to, like your nervous system being activated definitely causes, and I'm getting tingling in my lips again, definitely causes that anxiety to amplify. Okay, service, you might be a act of service kind of person. I was gonna say you might be in the service industry, but you might be acts of service. You like to do things for people to make them feel good, which is good. You might be taking care of somebody. You need to really take care of yourself though. If you're in the service industry, you definitely need to make sure you're doing extra self-love to yourself, because you take on a lot of people's energy. Like say something like, I take my power back from anyone who has it, like on the daily. You might need to do that. even saying I take my power back would be good for you, like an affirmation. So Mercury did it. Miscommunication. This is the card that came out earlier. Cosmic excuse, retrograde, blame. But I said, I feel like there's some cosmic planetary things that, like, maybe look at your chart, your astrology chart. You can get it online for free. And I mean, it goes in extreme detail about things that have happened, that are going to happen in your life, and like traits that you have. Like, maybe look that up, because I feel like some of these things were meant to happen so you could learn and grow and teach maybe even other people about these things. Whatever the case is, like, you were meant to experience it. And I know that sucks, but everything does happen for a reason. I truly believe it. Too many dings, not enough peace. Fragmented focus, tech burn. You might need to take a break. I said that on the last video, I think, from social media. That's giving me anxiety too. Can't even overwhelm, apathy, shut down. Yeah, you need to listen to your body when it's getting to, like, even I struggle with this, like recognizing when your body's telling you, like, hey, this is too much, I'm overwhelmed, before you have a shutdown moment, before you have that panic attack, okay? No thoughts, just vibe. Disassociation. So dissipation came out in disassociation, emptiness, floating. Disassociation feels like a big one, where you're like, checking out, zoning out might be a thing you don't realize you do. I remember one time my panic attack got so severe that I was hearing people talk. Like, I had the panic attack where I could hear people talk, but I could not respond. I was completely just zoned out. That's disassociation. That's like extreme, but even just kind of like zoning out when someone's talking to you might be something, like, pay attention to why that's happening. It might be an experience that's triggering you. It might be you don't even want to listen to that person. Like, figure it out. Like, your future self wants you to figure it out, because there's scenarios and people that you don't need to interact with, or you need to recognize when, like, it's too much for you and you can't be there, okay? Like, you need to take a break from people. You might be introverted, or it's just certain people's energies that you get around and you, like, it's too much for you. Rejection, overexpression. Overexpression feels like a thing you might over-explain yourself because people made you feel like you're too much. So stop doing that. Okay, in the last row, this reading's really long, which is okay. Page of Pentacles with conflict and protection reverse. So I was saying that Page of Pentacles feels like an idea, and I love that she's kind of like right next to the pentacle, like right next to her head, like it's an idea. It feels like an idea. It's interesting that, like, conflict and not feeling protected is coming out with that, because it feels like not even opposite, but it feels like it doesn't belong. Okay. So when new ideas come up, or when new things come up for you to do, there's an inner conflict and a feeling of, oh God, what if somebody comes in and steals this idea, or kind of nixes my idea, or makes my idea look stupid, something like that. You feel unprotected from sharing things with the world because of these past people. Just know you are protected now. Like, it's different than it was before. You've always been protected, but you didn't realize it was there, and now you know how to utilize it. Archangel Michael, like I've said a million times, is a huge protector. So when you're putting ideas out there, you can always ask for his help. Like, please protect this. Like, even now when I'm doing my videos, I ask for, I've always asked for protection, but I'm like really specific about it, because I don't want, and I'm saying, like, I don't want anybody here that has any ill intent to me or anybody else that's coming to watch my video, because I feel like I've tapped into like a higher knowledge. I'm going deeper in my readings, and that's going to invite people who are triggered by that, or who want to come here and try to sabotage my success. They can't. But either way, I'm still asking for protection because it's important to me that I'm protected and that you're protected. Okay. So your higher or your future self knows that your ideas are protected and that you don't have to worry about, like, don't be afraid of conflict. Conflict's not a bad thing. You're going to have people who are going to disagree with what you're doing. You're going to have people who say negative things about what you're doing, but ultimately, like, they can't harm what you're doing because you're meant to do it. Okay? They can say things about it. They're a person. They're entitled to their opinion. You're going to have people who don't agree with you. And if everybody agreed with you, like, how boring would that be? You know? So I feel like your future self is not going to be as affected as you are with, I mean, the Queen of Swords is at the end of the deck. Like, she's no nonsense. She's going to be like, whatever, I don't care. I don't give a shit. The Moon, the unknown, embracing the unknown, right? What was under the, oh yeah, hello. You're totally good. You're in a good spot, but your future self is in an even better spot, and they're sitting there laid back like, I totally got this. Everything is amazing, and thank you to you, your current self, for getting me here. Like, without you, your future self wouldn't be able to do what they're going to do. And you're going to do amazing. You're already doing amazing things, but you're going to do even better. Okay, let's just get a couple more and we'll end the reading. I'm using my astrology deck. I said something about astrology, so felt like that would be a good... I was going to do affirmations, but this feels like it's important. And I don't know much about astrology at all. It'd be good to know more about it if anybody wants to teach me. I feel like it's a lot to learn, but, you know, I know about signs, and I know about some, like your sun, your moon, your ascending, Venus is important. Like, I know Mercury, Mercury's about communication. I know that that's important. Venus is love. So, you know, I know some things, but I'm not someone to go to about that. Okay. And I do know, I mean, I don't know the person, but there's somebody on TikTok named Astrid, and she knows a lot about astrology, and she's a great reader as well. She's very connected. I would recommend her. Her name's literally just Astrid, and she's a vibe. I'm sure you can find her. But anyway, if I think about it, I'll tag her in my TikTok video if I do it. Trine, and angelic support, harmony, and perfect flow. Man, I can't tell you I've ever got this card. Bam. You're going to be so chill, I feel like. And I wanted to say that your future self is going to be like, well, I was saying relax, right? I mean, like, ain't nothing. Like, it feels like less worry, less stress, like, just, I got this, okay? I've got it. Angelic support. Like, the fact that I told you to talk to Archangel Raphael in the beginning is very significant. And Archangel Raphael might be able to help you kind of get more towards your future self. You could ask for that specifically. But also, I mentioned Archangel Michael, so you might want to, you know, just chat with him or just ask him for extra protection right now. House 11, friends, like-minded groups, and sorry, I'm getting tired. Humanitarian beliefs. There we go. We got it. Like-minded, feel significant. You're going to be around like-minded people. You already are around like-minded people. Your friends might be significant, though, because I was talking about them. You might be doing some of your creative endeavors. Like, my friend Catherine and I Like, we do a lot together. We've got a podcast together. We have services we offer together. Might be doing some more of that, collaborating with your friends, and like-minded people. Jupiter, grow and expand. Duh. That's totally why we're here. That's what we're going to do. Our future self is going to be more advanced than we are, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with where you're at now. Nothing wrong with it. You already grew and expanded. Like I was saying, you've already done that. So no rush on that. Please don't get anxious about that. Transform, Pluto. It's inevitable. Like, just like where you're at now was inevitable. You're going to do it. And then, it's fixed. Stability, persistence, loyalty, and dependability. Okay. And we've got Taurus, Leo. Where are my Leos at? Is that Scorpio? Or I always get Virgo and Scorpio confused. The sign is so similar that, where's that thing at? Where the heck is it? Oh, there we go. So there's Scorpio. Where's Virgo? Yeah, it's Scorpio. Scorpio and Aquarius are significant. That Scorpio energy feels significant. Very fiery as well, even though they're water. Very determined and persistent. Loyal, but don't F with them. Don't F with Scorpios. I've seen a Scorpio upset and I will never forget it. But loyalty and dependability. It's interesting because I was just thinking how, like, I've always been I've done things that say otherwise. I've cheated before. And I mean, I've, talked about a couple of my friends when I was younger behind their back. That's not very loyal. When I was not healed, I did things that were, not loyal, but I've been generally a loyal person, and that Leo for sure. I'm more loyal but definitely dependable. I've been thinking about how much more dependable I am than I used to be. And even like very recent, I was thinking about like how much I've changed with that too. So that's really good. Earth, there's Virgo. Taurus again, persistence, twice. Yeah, you just keep on going is what your future self is saying. Don't quit. Like, you're doing great. Patience and practicality. Yeah, the details matter with Virgo for sure. Earth signs. When I want to stop, I'll stop. House 5, passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. Your future self is definitely confident. Not the same like, oh, I'm being too much. Like, you might already feel some of that. We're going to stop because I can't talk. You might already feel some of that already, which is great. Actually, I do want to pull this top one. Aries, independence, bravery, and passion. There's passion again. Yeah, there's nothing that can stop you already, but your future self is unstoppable. Let me tell you, a force to be reckoned with. Like, you can't even imagine, like, you probably look at yourself now and look at your, like, the older version of yourself, and you're like, man, if my older version of myself saw myself now, or, well, I guess your older version of yourself does, but like, never would imagine who you are now. Like, it's night and day with your future self and you now, that you can't even fathom, like, who you're going to be. It's going to be fucking amazing. You're already amazing. Do not get me wrong. But the things you're going to do is going to blow your fucking mind. Okay? I'm so proud of you. You should be proud of you. Your future self is proud of you. You're doing great. Thank you so much for being here. Any likes, shares, comments, subscribers to my channel are super appreciated. Especially subscribers, because I'm trying to monetize my YouTube. Once I get 1,000 subscribers, I can do that. If you'd like to donate to my channel, it's not expected, but really appreciated. I have CashApp, Venmo, and PayPal. I will put that in the comments as well. I now have a phone line for my business, which I'm really excited about. So you can call me now and set up a reading or do the reading on the phone if you don't like social media. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't. You can do that. And if you text me one time, I will give you a free message, which is pretty cool. Pardon me. And then I will also put my booking link in the comments if you want to do so like a Zoom call instead of the phone call reading. And then I also offer video readings, which are a little cheaper than the one-on-ones, and I can deliver that to you within 24 to 48 hours, but most likely 24 hours. So yeah, in any comments that you want to share about the reading, anything that you feel, anything that you relate to, if you want to talk about abuse, like totally, I should have said trigger warning, but I didn't know abuse was going to come out, and hopefully this doesn't get taken down. If you want to talk about anything that's happened to you that was really hard for you to go through, you know, this is a safe space. I'd love to hear it. You can message me too. But anything about the reading you resonated with, I want to hear about for sure. And then if you have any ideas for readings, I'm open to hearing those as well and happy to do something different. So again, thank you for being here, and I hope you have a good day.